We take a quick departure from the free agent and trade market to visit with a guy who's in the midst of some interesting things. Lance Berkman played for 15 years in the big league, six-time All-Star, still regarded as perhaps one of the all-time Astros. At least I would regard him as such.
Agree.
Had some great years in other uniforms as well. And for all that Lance accomplished, he has decided to go back to school. And we welcome Lance on Hot Stove on this Wednesday. Lance, good morning to you. Thanks for the phone call.
Yeah, no problem, guys.
Hey, are you literally between classes right now? What is your school schedule like?
Well, we're out for Thanksgiving right now, but usually I go 4 days a week and don't have class on Friday, which is nice. But right now it's been 4 days a week, and the semester's fixing to be over with here in the first week of December. I think it's our finals, and then we're done till the spring.
So you went back to school to Rice. You wanted to finish, get your degree, and the question everybody has is why?
I've asked myself that same thing many times over the course of the semester. But basically, being close to finishing, not really knowing exactly what I wanted to do whenever, when my playing career is over with, which obviously it is now, but not wanting to limit myself in any way. In other words, if there were a job that came available that required a college degree, like coaching in college or coaching at a high school, or maybe going to seminary to get a master's in divinity or theology there. I mean, all that requires an undergraduate degree. So I didn't want to limit myself and figured, what the heck, while I'm still of a mind to do it, just go ahead and knock it out.
Now, majoring in kinesiology, that's the study of movement. Is that correct?
I just told him whatever the easiest degree Rice had was.
Well, let me ask you this question, because if it's the study of movement, how would you describe the study of when you went bridge off of somebody? It was the nicest, politest movement of taking two hands on the bat, laying it down on the ground before you decided to run. How would you study that breakdown?
It's funny. One of my projects this semester, we had biomechanics, and we had to choose an activity. And of course, I chose the baseball and broke it down from a biomechanics standpoint. But that was a post swing. I don't know how you would break it down. I didn't get that far. I only went to the point of contact.
So when you're in class, Lance, and I think all of us have wondered what it would be like to go back to college now as like an older guy.
I've never wondered that.
You haven't?
I didn't go to college the first time, so I certainly wouldn't think about it now.
You've never thought about, like, what if Bill Ripken went back to college today?
I never went to college. I went to the University of Aberdeen High. It was a higher standard of institution learning.
But given that Lance is back in school now and you're creeping up on age 40, do you have experiences with current kids, and I'll say kids that are in college, that say, oh, hey, I was 6 when you hit the 3 home runs in the 2004 NLCS. Do you talk to a lot of other students that way?
Oh, yeah, we do. We talk about it a lot. They're curious. They have questions. But it's been great. I think one thing about being a baseball player, you're around not quite that young, but I mean pretty close to being around that young of kids all the time. So it's not like culture shock for me, because I feel like coming out of the major league clubhouse environment is a pretty college-like environment in terms of the age of the kids, and so that hasn't been too much of a culture shock. I will say, and I don't know, the most of those college kids are extremely liberal, and I'm conservative, so that's been fun to gig them a little bit in class. So.
Lance, Ken Rosenthal, I told you this the other day. All baseball writers miss you terribly. You're one of the best quotes ever. And one of my favorite rants of yours was after the Marlins' new ballpark opened that very night, opening night, and you ripped that place. You said it was too big, you couldn't hit there. And I was thinking of you when Stanton signed the contract, $325 million. How astonished are you that a hitter got that contract playing in that park?
Well, I think it just shows how talented he is, that he can, and how much power he's got, that he can, basically be. I'm sure he's affected by it, but that he can still put up the kind of numbers that he did in that ballpark. I mean, that's pretty amazing. And also, as soon as I saw that, I was like, man, I actually don't feel too bad physically. Maybe I could make a comeback. I mean, my goodness, with the money that some of these guys are getting now, it's like, hey, let's get back get back in shape and get back on the field. But no, I tell you that's I don't know. I mean, that's an astounding figure, and obviously he's a great young player. So.
Yeah, Lance, let me ask you to take it off of the Marlins and the Giancarlo Stanton contract, and we are interested in everybody's take on that for sure. But let's get back to the brand that you're most closely associated with, and that's the Astros. I'm curious what kind of relationship you have with the team now. I know a lot of teams try to bring back their star players in some capacity, and the fact that their current manifesto, if you will, is so far away from the Killer Bees. It's a whole different kind of operating world over there now. I'm just curious your take on what's happening in Houston.
Well, I think it's kind of maybe a microcosm of what's happening across baseball, and you're seeing a lot more analytics-minded front offices, a lot more kind of new school, if you'll pardon the term, approaches, but I think what the Astros are doing is really great. I mean, I've had an opportunity to sit down with the head of the analytics department over there. I've talked to Jeff Lunau, talked to Reed Ryan, who's a great younger executive over there, and I feel like that the Astros are in good hands, and that they're headed in the right direction. Obviously, whenever you come in and you totally change the way of doing business, and you start with the cupboard being a little bit bare, it takes a long time to build it back and to get it headed in the right direction. But I think that they are doing that. They're well on their way to, I mean, last year was a huge improvement over what they had been doing, and I feel like they've got some young guys that are going to be able to come up and help them, and we'll see what they end up doing this year in free agency. But I do think that brighter things are on the horizon for the Astros.
Hey, Lance, we showed a picture of you kicking it in the classroom, had your feet up on the chair in front of you. You look very comfortable. While hanging out at Rice, are you doing anything with the baseball team there? Are you helping out there?
Yes, I'm helping, coach the hitters and just the general, if I see something that needs correcting, I'll correct it. But I have been working with the guys. We finished our fall program, about 2.5, 3 weeks ago. And haven't done much since then, trying to focus on getting out of the semester alive. But we'll crank it back up in the spring, I think, around the 11th or 12th of January.
Thanksgiving, about, a day away, Lance? Correct me if I'm wrong. Does every household in Texas deep fry the turkey?
You know what? I've never had a deep fried turkey. But I know that I'm telling you, I know there's a lot of people that do that, but my grandparents and now my mom, they just cook a regular old turkey, like in the oven, I guess. Old
school. What does the Berkman family Thanksgiving feel like? What's going to happen tomorrow for you?
Well, we'll get together with my side of the family. We usually do Thanksgiving with my side, and we're up here right now in the Texas Hill Country in Central Texas, and we'll just hang out with my mom and dad and my aunt and uncle and some of my cousins and eat a bunch and watch football and just hang out.
My God, it sounds perfect.
There it is.
Right? That's about as good a day as you could ask for. Hey, Lance, thanks for taking a little time with us. Really neat that you're back in school. Good luck finishing up your degree, and we'll hope to visit with you again down the road.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Six-time All-Star Lance Berkman joining us on Hot Stove this morning.